Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you today. My name is Kristina Dikun. I'm originally from Lviv, Ukraine, but for the last few years I've been living in Poland with my family. We moved because of the war in Ukraine. I've been working at EPAM for 6 years in the design team, where my main focus is creating video animation for learning courses. But overall, I've been in this field for 11 years. During this time, I've created more than 3,000 projects for small and medium businesses, social initiatives, educational courses, and social media. Besides production work, I've also been very active in teaching. I've led trainings, webinars, and open classes for both children and adults. Overall, more than 60,000 people have attended my sessions, both online and offline. Most of the time, I run my courses in Ukrainian. At EPAM, I was one of the first who started bringing professional animated video into the learning process. And now it has become a real part of how we design courses, because we can clearly see how much video helps learners to understand and remember content. So today I'm here to give you, as instructional designers, a better understanding of why video plays such an important role in our learning process, how to give video production tasks in a simpler and more constructive way, what opportunities we have for collaboration when creating courses together. Today, I'll be presenting in the role of an AI avatar. I created this webinar and transformed my own photo into an AI avatar to give you a live example of the technology I'm talking about. How will we work today? I'll be running this session in video format, and I'll answer all your questions live in the chat. So please listen carefully, take notes, and don't hesitate to ask questions in the chat. Later, we'll also upload this video to our video portal, so you'll be able to watch it again. What will we do today? First, we'll talk about the role of video in learning, why it works so well, how it supports attention and memory, and how it helps students learn. Then, I'll show you the tools we use, Vyond and HeyGen, and explain what kinds of videos they're best for. And the key part, I'll share how to prepare materials for a video animator. When preparation is clear and structured, the animator can bring your idea to life quickly and just the way you want. We'll go over the structure of a script, what to keep in mind, and how to avoid common mistakes. In the second part of the session, we'll have a practical exercise. You'll work in small groups and create a short idea for a learning video, writing down the text, describing the visuals, and adding notes or references. After that, we'll share and discuss some examples together. This exercise will give you a better feeling for how to work with scripts and how the process looks in practice. Why do I think this is so important? Because video is not just a nice add-on. It's a powerful way to make our courses more engaging, dynamic, and memorable. Video works with 3 channels at the same time. Learners see, hear, and process the information. This makes learning more interactive and much more effective. My goal today is simple: to give you the tools and the confidence to use video more effectively in your courses, and at the same time to make our collaboration easier and more productive. Let's start with the main question: why do we even need video in courses? We already have texts, slides, diagrams. That should be enough, right? But the truth is, not really. Learners go through a long text or a long sequence of slides, their attention naturally starts to drop. That's completely normal. Our brains get tired of the same format very quickly. This is where video works as a tool to reset attention. It changes the pace, adds variety, and makes the course feel more alive. In other words, video gives learners a short break, but at the same time keeps them focused on the topic. For example, let's say you want to explain the software development cycle. You could give text and a diagram, and that's useful. But if the learner sees a short animated video that shows the process step by step, they will understand it much faster and remember it longer. Our brain processes information through different channels. The more channels we use, the better people learn. With video, we activate 3 channels at the same time. Visual, learners see images, movement, colors, metaphors. Auditory, they hear the narrator's voice, intonation, maybe even sound effects. Mental, they combine what they see and hear into meaningful understanding, building connections in their mind. This is similar to how movies or theater work. We don't just listen or just watch. we process everything together. That's why it sticks. Another powerful factor? Video carries emotion, and emotion is key to learning. When learners feel interested, surprised, or even just smile for a moment, they pay more attention and remember more. Video can create the right mood with voice, visuals, and storytelling, something plain text usually can't do. Some things are hard to explain with only text or a static slide. Think of how an algorithm works, how data moves through a system, or how different roles in a team interact. In text, it can be too abstract. In a static diagram, it can be too overloaded. Can show the process step by step. Animation literally brings the information to life, making it clear and logical. We all know, learners today are surrounded by distractions. Messages, social media, notifications, work tasks. Competing for their attention is tough. Video helps win this competition. It delivers content in a dynamic, interactive way. Even if someone lost focus for a moment, video can bring them back. Let's take a simple example. Explaining Agile. Option 1. Only text. Agile is a methodology of software development based on iterations, teamwork, and flexibility. Some learners will read it, but many won't remember much. Option 2. Text plus infographic. Now we add a diagram showing sprints, feedback loops, communication. It's better, but still abstract. Option 3. Short animated video.
Iterative delivery evolves into iterative prototyping. The implementation of a new feature should be preceded by defining its return on investment and impact. For example, you can produce a cheap prototype, roll it out to the market, and measure its value via A over B testing, surveying users, or getting feedback from a focus group. Typically, there are 3 possible outcomes. If return on investment is expected to be good, a prototype will be transformed into a full production-ready version of the feature. If the prototype demonstrates low value and it is senseless to invest much in it, then it should be kept unchanged. If the prototype shows no value or even that it might impact the product negatively, it must be removed. The most valuable pieces should be delivered first, followed by less valuable ones. Thus, the customer gets an opportunity to change priorities or to invest remaining money in something more important. Assuming there is no change in the scope, you will get the same version at the end as in the classic delivery. But changes are unavoidable, and if you reflect on them cumulatively, you can deliver smarter and ultimately get a higher return on investment. So, the essence of iterative delivery is doing just the right things and increasing the project profit.
We show characters working together, having daily stand-ups, reacting to changes. A voiceover explains key points. In 90 seconds, the learner gets a clear, memorable picture of what Agile looks like in practice. Obviously, the third option works best. So video in learning is not a nice extra. It's a powerful tool that changes the rhythm of learning and keeps attention, activates multiple channels of perception, adds emotion, makes complex ideas easy to understand, increases engagement and motivation. That's why when we design a course, it's worth asking ourselves, where would video make this content more effective, more engaging, and more memorable for learners? Now let's take a look at the tools we can use in our work. We mainly work with 2 platforms, Vyond and HeyGen. They are very different, but they complement each other perfectly. Let's start with Vyond. This is a platform for creating animated videos. You can think of it as a cartoon-style video builder. It already has a huge library of characters, objects, backgrounds, and ready-made animations. This means you can create videos very quickly. In my experience, it's very rare that I cannot find what I need in Vyond. Usually, this happens only with very specific topics, But even then, it's easy to add images from stock libraries or draw something simple by hand. So overall, it's fast, simple, and effective. You can produce high-quality videos in a short time, with smooth animation and nice effects. These videos look professional, and students always give good feedback on them. What can we do in Vyond? Explainer videos. Instead of a long text block, we can show a short story with characters, abstract concepts. If the topic is hard to imagine, we can use metaphors. For example, teamwork can be shown as people building a bridge together. Role plays or scenarios. For example, a short dialogue between a customer and a manager. Another big advantage of Vyond is its AI voice library. We don't always need to record a voiceover. We just paste the text, choose the language, accent, and gender of the voice, and we get a high-quality narration. These voices are improving all the time, so now they sound very natural. This saves a lot of time. Vyond has also added a new feature, AI video generation. You just type in a topic, and the system automatically creates a simple video with narration and matching visuals. Of course, these videos are basic, but they work very well for course introductions or simple explanations.
Let's take a look at the roadmap concept using an example. Imagine an artist working on a woman's portrait ordered by a friend. The artist starts with a basic sketch and adds details gradually. This sketch is like a software product roadmap. It's a high-level plan that outlines the delivery flow but lacks small details. The artist refines the portrait step by step, just like developers release software incrementally. Incremental releases with frequent feedback help minimize complexity. According to the Agile Alliance, this approach reduces risk by focusing on the next step. The product owner continually adjusts based on feedback, keeping the process flexible.
And the best part is, you can edit them afterwards, change the voice, swap characters, or adjust the scenes. So overall, Vyond is a very powerful tool for creating animated learning content quickly, with high quality, and with great impact for students. The second tool is HeyGen. This is a platform that lets us create videos with avatars or virtual presenters. Basically, it feels like having a live instructor on screen, but without the need to record someone in a studio. What can we do in HeyGen? Short instructions. Instead of just showing text, the avatar can explain the next step to the learner. Personal messages. For example, "Great job, you've completed this module."
Congratulations on completing another module. Great job, you've done really well. Keep up the good work because there's still a lot of exciting content ahead.
This creates a feeling of connection with the student. Video presentations with an AI lecturer. This saves experts time because they don't have to record themselves.
Complexity theory, which provides a better understanding of systems, is widely used in the field of strategic management and organizational studies.
Custom AI avatars. We can create an avatar based on a real instructor and then use it to record content, course introductions, or even webinars. This makes life easier for subject experts and adds new creative options for course design. Just like in Vyond, in HeyGen we can also generate voices with AI. That means the instructor doesn't even need to record narration. The system does it for us. For example, in a time management course, an avatar in HeyGen can say, "Now you'll get a practical exercise. It will help you see where your time goes during the day." It's simple, but it feels like a real teacher is talking to you, and that motivates learners. So, how do we choose? Vyond is best for showing processes, stories, metaphors, or role plays. It's about animation and visualization. HeyGen is best for instructions, announcements, presentations, and personal contact. It's about presence and connection. And the most effective courses often combine both. For example, we can start with a short HeyGen video where the instructor sets the context, and then continue with a Vyond animation that explains the process in detail. With Vyond and HeyGen, we can create different types of videos for different learning needs. If we need to explain something complex, Vyond. If we want a direct, personal message, HeyGen. Both tools save us a lot of time and allow us to make courses more engaging, dynamic, and effective for learners. Now we've come to one of the most important parts of our session: how to prepare materials for a video animator. Why is this so important? Because even the best tool or the most talented animator can't create a great video if the script is unclear. But when the script is structured and simple to follow, the work goes faster, easier, and the final video looks exactly the way you imagined. Let me tell you about the key principles of preparing a script. There are a few basic rules that always help when planning a video. The first question to ask yourself is, what is the goal of this video? What should the learner take away? Why do we need this video here, in this course? Sometimes we feel like making a video just because it's nice, but every video should serve a clear purpose. Explain an idea, show a process, create an emotional moment, or give a summary. In a project management course, the goal of one video is to show that every project starts with a clear goal. The video could show a character putting a flag on a mountain, while the narrator says, every project begins with a clear target. Second question. What comes before and after the video? A video is never alone. It's part of the course. Do you need a short text as an introduction? Should there be a quiz or task after the video? Does it connect logically to the module? Example. If your video explains Agile, before it you could write, let's see how this looks in practice. After the video, you can ask, what 3 Agile principles did you notice? The third rule, keep videos short. The best length is 60 to 90 seconds, and the maximum is 2 minutes. Why? Because learners lose focus after 2 minutes. If you have more to say, it's better to make 2 short videos than 1 long one. Example. Instead of one 4-minute video called All Stages of a Project, split it into 2 shorter ones. The first steps in a project. How to close a project successfully. The fourth principle. Make it interactive. A video shouldn't just be a passive watch. Add a small call to action after it, a question, a quick task, or a mini quiz. Example. The video explains how to run a customer interview. After watching, learners get a task. Write down 3 questions you would ask a client. This makes the learning active. And one more point. Don't let AI write the full script for you. AI is great for ideas, rephrasing, or brainstorming, but if you ask it to write the whole script, you'll usually get something very flat and without emotion. So use AI as an assistant, not as the author. Always add your own human touch. Simple words, real-life examples, and a bit of emotion. Now let's take a closer look at how to work with script structure the right way. The easiest and clearest way is to write a script in a 3-column table. Audio text, what the narrator or character says. Visuals, what we see on screen, characters, actions, objects, backgrounds. References or notes, style preferences, examples from other videos, or extra details. This approach saves time for both you and the animator because they immediately understand what you want. Let's now look at a real script as an example. Here you see only 2 columns plus comments that replace the 3rd column. So what do we see here? First, we have the full written text for the voiceover. This way, the animator doesn't have to pick single sentences from different places and put them together for the audio. It makes the workflow much easier. Next, the text is split into sentences. 1 sentence equals 1 scene. This is important because for the animation to stay dynamic and interesting, every sentence should have its own visual action. Each idea is supported with a visual symbol, which helps learners create neural connections and remember the material better. In the visualization column, we see a clear description of what should happen on screen, which symbols to use, how to label them, what is commonly shown on this topic on the internet, and how we can adapt it in the animation. Let's take a look at types of videos and how to script them. There are a few common types of learning videos. Each has its own logic. 1. Explainer videos. So, what are explainer videos? They are short videos, usually 1 to 3 minutes long, that explain an idea, a process, or a product in a very simple way. Simple structure: problem, solution, conclusion. Use animation, icons, characters, or infographics.
Meet Joan, a landscape designer at a large mall. Joan maintains an irrigation system for indoor plants. One of her jobs is to control the valve that fills the system with water. Though it is a smart system, it has technical limitations and needs human supervision. For example, Joan tracks how often and how long the valve is open. These parameters are metrics that measure the system's behavior. The metrics are expressed numerically and have limiting parameters. For example, if the valve opens and closes again within 5 seconds, it is operating normally. Longer than 5 seconds would be considered a deviation from the norm. If the time increases to from 6 to 10 seconds, the situation requires attention. If the valve is open for more than 10 seconds, it is a problem that requires Joan's attention because the system breach has extended beyond the allowed limit, called a threshold. Joan gets an alert notifying her that the metric has exceeded the threshold. In response, she immediately takes action to fix the problem. Another limitation states that the valve mustn't exceed the threshold more than twice per hour. This parameter is called tolerance, the allowed frequency of exceeding the threshold. If the system goes into the red zone more than twice an hour, the valve will break. Thanks to the monitoring system, which not only collects, but also aggregates and visualizes the system's indicators on dashboards, Joan can proactively analyze, predict, and control its behavior. For example, Joan notices that the valve opens more and more frequently each day. She quickly realizes that if this trend continues, the valve will have to be replaced sooner than expected. In the same way, a data product requires monitoring and control to ensure it operates properly.
Goal: deliver the main message quickly and make it memorable. Now let's talk about instructional videos. These are videos that teach learners how to do something by showing the process step by step. The structure is very simple. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. The most important rule is this: the audio and visuals must match perfectly. What learners hear should always be exactly what they see on screen. For example, how to create a new account. Step 1. Click Sign Up. Step 2. Enter your email. Step 3. Confirm your account from the email. This way, learners can follow the process easily and repeat it on their own.
Hello everyone. In this video, you will find out what labels to apply to a KB page to increase its availability and integrate it with various company tools and applications. Labels help users quickly and efficiently search your page to confirm that the information it contains is relevant. Hover over the icon with the green check mark to see the plugin. Every KB page has one. This plugin sends outdated information to the archive according to the Knowledge Base Archiving Strategy Guideline. Consider an ideal KB page. The information is relevant, the page is built using a predefined KB workflow, and it has been approved. Take a look at what labels can be applied to such a page. Click the label icon to start adding labels. Add the Norchive single label. Type its name and click Add. Then, click Close. This label removes the page from the automatic archiving process, as specified in the Knowledge Base Archiving Strategy Guideline. Click the label icon again and add the do_index_page label, which allows the page to be included in the bot index. See the Content Quality Assessment Guide for more information. Add the service_no_operator label. Which merges the page with EPAM's support portal. For more information, see the KB, Confluence, and new support portal, ServiceNow, integration prerequisites page. Thanks for your attention.
The third type is motivational videos. These are short videos designed to inspire learners, give them energy, and encourage them to continue. The structure is simple. Emotional start. Grab attention and create a positive feeling. Message. Share the main idea or achievement. Call to action. Invite learners to take the next step. For example, you've already completed half of the course. That's a great achievement. Next, you'll get a practice exercise to apply what you've learned. These videos are short, but they give a sense of progress and support, which helps learners stay motivated.
You've already completed half of the course. That's a great achievement. Next, you'll get a practice exercise to apply what you've learned.
So, why the script is so important? Sometimes people think, the animator already knows how to make videos. Why do I need to write all this detail? But the script is the bridge between your idea and the final product. If the script is clear, you get exactly what you planned. If the script is vague, the result may look okay, but not what you imagined. Investing time in writing a good script saves you much more time later during production. So let's summarize once more and remind ourselves of the key takeaway. Preparing a script is the key to creating an effective video. Remember these 5 rules. First, have a clear goal. Every video should answer the question, what do we want the learner to take away? Second, set the right context in the course. Think about what comes before the video and what happens right after it. Third, keep it short. The best length is 60 to 90 seconds with a maximum of 2 minutes. Fourth, add interactivity. A video works best when it's followed by a question, a short task, or a call to action. And finally, use AI only as an assistant. It's great for brainstorming or quick help, but don't let AI write the whole script. Always add your own human touch. And use the 3-column structure: audio, visuals, references. This makes the whole process faster, clearer, and the result much better for learners. Now let's try this in practice. I will divide you into small groups. Your task is very simple and will take about 30 minutes. Create an idea for a short learning video. What do you need to do? Write 10 sentences of audio text, what the narrator or character will say. Add a short description of the scene, what we see on screen. Write a reference or note, for example, style ideas or small details. Choose some visualization examples to show how this should look on screen. This is a mini version of our standard 3-column script. To save time, I've already prepared 5 topics you can choose from. Time management. Why it's important to plan your day. Teamwork. Why working in a team is more effective than working alone. Cybersecurity basics. Why you should never open suspicious emails or attachments. Feedback culture. How constructive feedback helps people grow. Continuous learning. Why lifelong learning is important to stay relevant. Pick any of these topics and create a short script. Here are some text examples. I'm sharing the link to the file in the chat. Please open it as a sample for your reference. All right, now we can split into breakout rooms for the practice. Good luck! Great! Now let's check the results of your practice. First of all, thank you for the ideas you've created. Even in just a couple of minutes, you managed to write scripts that already look like something an animator could work with. Let's go through a few examples together. While listening, please pay attention to 3 things. Clarity of the audio text. Is the message short, clear, and easy to follow? Visuals. Do the visuals match the text and help the learner understand better? References or notes. Do they give enough direction for the animator to build the scene as intended? After each presentation, I'll give quick feedback, what works well and what could be improved. And I encourage you to also share your thoughts, because sometimes your colleague's idea can inspire you for your own future projects. The main point of this exercise is to see that writing a script is not difficult. With just a few sentences of text, a short description of visuals, and some notes, you already have a clear foundation for video production. So let's start with the first group. Who would like to go first? Thank you all for your ideas. What did we learn from this exercise? Even in just a couple of minutes, it's possible to create a basic script that an animator can already use. When audio, visuals, and references are written clearly, it's easy to imagine the final video. This saves time and reduces the number of edits later. Every example showed that even a short video can play its role, to explain, to motivate, or to instruct. So the main takeaway is this. Writing a script doesn't take much time, but it makes the video creation process faster, easier, and much more effective. All right, let's summarize everything we covered today. First, video is not just a nice extra in a course, it's a powerful learning tool. Video changes the rhythm of the lesson, keeps learners' attention, uses multiple senses at the same time, and makes complex ideas easier to understand. Second, we looked at our 2 main tools. Vyond, great for animated explainers, metaphors, stories, and role plays. HeyGen, great for short instructions, personal messages, and AI presenter-style videos. Third, we talked about how the success of a video depends on the script. Clear goal. What should the learner remember? Context. What comes before and after the video? Length. Keep it short, maximum 2 minutes. Interactivity. What action or task follows the video? Structure. A simple 3-column script. Audio, visuals, and references. Another important point, how to give feedback to the animator when you review a video. Finally, remember, video is teamwork. The clearer your ideas and feedback, the faster and better the animator can bring them to life. Write your feedback clearly and in detail. Animators are creative people. If you only explain orally, things can be misunderstood or forgotten. A written list saves time and reduces extra iterations. Give references. Images, screenshots, or links to other videos help explain the structure of the scene, composition, or process, especially for complex topics. Be ready to collaborate. Sometimes it helps to sit with the animator and build the scene step by step. Remember, the animator follows your guidance. They don't always know the processes as deeply as you do. And one more thing. You can also learn to create videos in Vyond yourself. If you ever feel interested, let me know. We can even organize a full 10-hour training program where I will guide you step by step. So my advice is simple. Experiment with video. Add it to your courses. Try different formats. Combine Vyond and HeyGen. Even a short video can make learning much more engaging and effective. Thank you so much for being here today, for listening, interacting, and learning together with me. I really appreciate your time and energy. Please remember, our design team is always open to new ideas. If you ever need advice or support with bringing your idea to life, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll be more than happy to help and collaborate with you. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to working with you on future projects. Bye!